Man, it's hot in here. Holy smokes. Too hot. We may have to move the studio back in the house.
Well, I mean,
I may have to clear out a spot.
In 2 weeks, the weather should be done.
Oh, yeah?
Should be. I mean,
the new weather thing is like, it's spring, it was 89. That was spring. Summer, 95.
I wish 95.
Winter, 65, you know.
I don't know, Aaron. You're one of those people. It's like, oh, God, summer.
Listen, I like the summer, and I don't mind the heat, but when you're in the heat box, this is the way they tortured people in NAMM. It's the exact same way. Locked them in a steel box, made them talk about the CoCo.
Probably with less pinball.
Hey, dude, what's going on? Welcome in. Freestyle. Hey, Boater. Yeah, we had trouble with my, I hope my port hasn't went south, because that's the only port I got.
I think it's,
I used I pull video off that port.
All signs point to port.
All signs point to, I will kill a guy for that. I know. The problem with these, stuff, JR.
You can kill everybody you want. It's not going to make your USB-C work.
Well, I know. But it's frustrating as heck. I didn't even get to try my gimmick here. Well, I guess we'll try it while we're on the thing here. So I got this new, filter, and it's supposed to, let me find it here.
Hey, JR.
Hold on.
Leroy.
It's supposed to be here.
Mr. Cab.
I don't even see it.
Maybe we shouldn't keep pushing the boulder up the mountain, Aaron.
Well, I mean, is it that?
JP, how's it going?
No, that ain't it. So what it was supposed to do is it was for cameras that have a slight
fisheye.
I tried it. I was like, man, this actually looks really good. But it fisheyed itself out the door. Apparently.
It hooked up with the USB-C port and left town.
That's real strange. That's real weird. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening.
Hey, Wing Chun.
Wow. What's up, Wolf? I haven't seen you for dog's age, man.
Well, ba-doom boom.
Good to see ya. Got a pretty good crowd filtered in here tonight.
Well, they heard failure was on the menu, and they popped on in.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing about our show, Aaron.
Oh, Vegas. I'm complaining about the heat here, but I bet you're absolutely getting murdered out there. What were you saying about complaining?
Like the Hawk's always angry? We're always failing.
I'm not always failing. I occasionally get one.
What are you doing right now?
It is weird.
Okay.
That is stretch.
Bam.
Are there more here that I can't see? No.
Woo!
Well,
$1.12. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We'll figure it out for next time, everybody. I don't know what's going on with that. That's weird.
I think we hit the highest I saw today was 98.
Too hot.
Yeah.
Too hot. Too hot. So hot. But that's the way it goes.
And we had that Increta storm a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So all the grass is like, oh, power up.
Yeah. Well, the backyard stayed okay, but the front yard, I told Luke, it's like, sorry, bad news, kid. I picked a good year to put him on grass full time. I'm like, I don't need to be involved.
Hey, Buck.
Hey, Bucker. I've had a fun couple of days this weekend because, of course, Friday we were boat was at a I believe it was a religious thing, so we did Amigos on Thursday. So yeah. I kicked the tires on a disaster stream.
Thank you very much, Flappy.
Thank you, Flapster.
Or would you like to be called Mr. Milkbags?
Either way, Flappy Milkbags is a provocative title for somebody. But anyway, since we weren't on, I did a disaster stream, and I finally broke out the Pi 500. I've had since Black left it here. I think I told you the whole story of that, didn't I? Expensive, ludicrously difficult to try to find something to run on it. But I will say, I played on it for 2.5 hours, and with mostly success.
Awesome.
Everything from the lowliest Super Cassette Vision game all the way up to like PSP. We even ran like the God of War on the PSP that ran okay.
Okay.
So I mean, it's pretty impressive for a little keyboard gimmick. So now I'm going to put something in that one that yours that you gave back because you never used it. If I get it all souped up, will you use it then?
Probably not. Dude, I don't have a television.
You don't have a TV. You got monitors, don't you?
No, I definitely don't.
How do you use your computer at home? The ESP? What are you,
laptop? I haven't used my desktop computer in months.
Why don't you do? I'm going to buy you a monitor for Christmas.
No, I've got John's old monitor.
So you do have a TV?
No, I have a monitor, yeah.
Is it have an HDMI port?
Man. Yeah.
You bugged me with that. Anyway, I'm going to do something with that, too.
What do you want me to say?
But anyway, it was a fun time. And then Saturday, me and the book, you're going to love this one. I didn't tell you, this is a new one. So I took Saturday when we get a chance, we get down to Schaefer's Drive-In, me and the boy.
Mm-hmm.
So you remember that hobby?
Schaefer's, for those that don't know, is a little drive-in diner deal.
It's great. It's my favorite. So anyway, remember I told you there's a sort of newish like game store in Milton that
yes.
I'm always angry about.
Milton is the neighboring town.
So we went in it again. I go, come on, Luke, we're going in here again. I don't care. So I went in there, and as usual, they had just some guy behind the counter, not the owner. Doesn't know the prices, doesn't know nothing. So me and this other guy were in there, and he was asking the guy all these questions. The guy knew nothing. He goes, it's great to have a game store in town. He's like, well, you can't buy anything at the game store. And I go, you're right. I was like, so we cut a promo. Me and this guy don't know. We doubled up on the guy that doesn't own the business to tell him, like, we aired our grievances. Price your stuff. Don't put crap out for display that you can't sell because no one's impressed. We want to buy the stuff. Don't put it out if you're not going to sell it. If you don't accept offers on it.
At least put like display only or something on it.
I held up that Dungeons & Dragons screen television, the exact same one I held up when I was there 6 months ago. See this? It's in the same place I put it. It still doesn't have a price tag on it. You don't know what to charge me, do you? And he goes, well, no. He goes, but we priced some of the other Atari stuff. This isn't even Atari. It's a television. So anyway, I found.
Haven't you watched Atari Unlimited, kid?
I found a T-shirt for the boy, and I bought a metal Mothman sign.
Well, okay. No, wait.
So hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting to something here. And I bought the stuff because they told me, the guy said, we just signed a new 1-year lease. So they've done enough to stick around for another year. And I was like, I always try, and I was talking to the other goof. By the way, this guy told me he has a inbox C64 in the plastic mint that's in his closet. C64 in the box.
Oh, okay.
He says it's never been opened. It's in his closet. But anyway, so we're killing this guy. We're killing him. And we know it's not your fault, but please pass this on to your boss. Like, you're screwing yourself. We want to buy your wares. Sell them to us, you fools. I'm like, you know how these places go? You know how many places have been in this 1 mile radius since you guys moved in? There have been 4 other hobby stores that all went under because they never showed up. They never priced their stuff. It's like, you need to do that. So anyway, cut the promo, got my crap and left. And I told Luke, I was like, man, I cut a promo on that guy. We won't come back there for 4 or 5 months. So we got in the car to go get ice cream. Drove down to the yogurt place, whipped out my wallet, and I left my card at the store. So I had to drive all the way back. I had to call the guy. Remember me? I'm the one that cut a promo on you. Would you please grab my card? He did. So yeah. So there you go. Another brilliant hack.
Man, that's a Clerks all over.
That was.
You done clerked yourself.
Yeah. That's exactly the way you do it. But that's a shoot. That's exactly what happened. But anyway, that was nice. Then we played a new D&D game last night, which I told you about earlier. But I spent part of the day yesterday and some of today doing the Xbox 360 hack, putting it together, turning some of my obviously pre-bought discs into software I could put on a hard drive. It works great. So if you're hesitant about the 360 mod on. It's not a problem at all. It's a no problem. No open up. No change to your system. It's really all it is software.
Yeah, thumb drive in, you're done.
Thumb drive in. I mean, it's not like I thought the Wii one was pretty easy, or the Xbox 360. No, we have a new winner on easiest mod. Like this thing is the easiest. It works great. So yeah, that was good. So I've obtained some goodies for that. And then today I spent hours working on the stupidest art piece of all time. So what have you been up to, the Brent?
I did some research, Aaron.
Oh, but whoa!
And
what?
Not on today's topic.
Oh,
no,
okay, of course, yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, I did some research on today's topic. I was done in 15 minutes. But no, I did some research, and I'm not going to go over my findings live on air because I don't want to spoil it. But the ARD
don't know the name of your own show. Go ahead.
ARG digital wheel is back on the table.
Oh God, no! You know, I mocked that the other day with Boat. How stupid it was. And so there you go.
Back on the table, baby.
Lo and behold, look at that. Is that on the? Oh, there's a crud on the TV. I thought it was.
You realize it's been there for literally like 7 months.
No, I've never noticed that crud. You know?
Did you just think it was you?
No,
Did you just look at you on there and just decide?
Here's the thing. Everyone
knows
this but you. But I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
When I come in here, I'm laser focused on one thing: providing
Getting out the door.
Providing quality entertainment for the people that are kind enough to tune in and hang out with us each and every week, and even occasionally throw us a buck or two. That's my only goal. Everything else in here I tune out, including you. By the way, there's a guy on YouTube that wrote a message about you. You need to get in and reply to it because this is another one. He took umbrage at your bad mouthery of me last week, and so you need to get in there and justify your existence. Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
It's about when you said I had no ethics. He didn't like that. He said Aaron's an ethical sucker. I believe it's what he
Aaron,
said.
Did you make an alt account?
No, but I am an ethical sucker.
If I go look at that message, is the account going to be open 6 days ago?
No, it's a real account from a real living being. Assumably.
See, now that kind of makes me a little suspicious.
Listen now, too much has been made of this not a real account baloney.
What's the name of the account, Aaron? Aaron Superfan 64.
That's him. That's it. Yeah, that might be his name. I'm just saying, when you question my ethics and scruples, then you've stepped in it.
Oh, Buck, the analog wheel part is going to remain. Just the pieces are going to be digital.
Oh, Josh. I mean, so many people. The screen's so far away. It's so hot. My glasses are so fogged up. I mean, that's another reason I can't see the crud. It's like, man. What is that? Are my glasses fogged up? Is it cataracts or is it crud on the screen? It's one of the three. I don't know which. You know, as we sit here in this incredibly hot mall in front of the Radio Shack.
Man, this mall needs to fix its AC.
Well, you know, this is one of those malls that, like, they're derelict. They don't, like...
Well, yeah, there's a Radio Shack.
Yeah. Well, they just left it open. They left all the crap in there. We can go back there and load up. You know, but remember those spots in the mall where, like, they had, like, our mall had them. They had the big lounge, and the couches.
Yeah.
You could smoke in there. You could,
for a
while.
Right, yeah, that's 1980s.
You got a cold one in there, you know. Those are so nice, you know. But eventually people start sleeping in there, you know, and then that's what happens, you know.
Well, the Huntington Mall, our local mall, still has some amazing lounge areas.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's sort of ridiculous.
I don't know what's Bo talking about. We don't have a new AC project. We've never had a new AC project.
Well, the AC project is please, Aaron, please, God, please move the stuff so I can clean the filter.
Is your back broke?
Yes.
I work in another state every day.
Oh,
then I come home and cook. Then I come home and clean. And I go grocery shop and do it all. And now I got to come in here and work for you? You can come over and move stuff. What are you laughing at? That's a shoot. That's a shoot.
It's so I can move that stuff wherever I want.
If you need to get back there to get to the air conditioner, you can.
Sweet.
My God, it's everyone I know. It's like, Aaron, you need to do this. No, you need to do it. What am I?
No,
Do I look like
you
the servant from the Addams Family? You rang.
Aaron, we've had this discussion.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I'm going to move that whole shelf.
No, well,
and I was like, okay, cool. And
no, I don't remember that.
Well, I know you don't
Once
remember
again,
that.
my ethics are taken to task.
Aaron, do you remember the crud is on the screen and not your laptop?
No, we're not. I never said that. I never once said that. A new cooling project. There is no new cooling. There can't be any cooling.
Well,
the cooling project might be cleaning out the filter. Maybe that's what I was talking about.
Tremendously. Although, I mean, when it gets 95 plus, no amount of AC.
We need 3 of these things in here.
Yeah.
I'm coming to grips with it now, because what it does is when you're in here for a while, you just get mad. And now you do a show.
You stay mad.
You stupid jerk, I'll kill you. You don't like Eastworld Karate? Stand up and fight me. There we go. We've realistically live action played the game. Are you ready to do this show?
I mean, yeah, I've been ready, man.
It makes me happy to see this sort of group, this large group, gather for CoCo pleasure. That makes me happy.
As soon as we start the show, everybody's leaving.
I'm just saying.
They just here to hang out.
It's not like we're here covering like the Super Nintendo or some super popular machine. It's the humble, it's the working man's PC right here, the CoCo. Blue collar CoCo, still in there plugging along, never breaks, never falls apart, just like us, sorta. Never complains. That's the end of that. All right, let's fire.
What the hell is that?
By God, at least we're entertained. That's all that really matters. All right, everybody, we're gonna fire this sucker up for whatever reason. Here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fun-filled edition of the CoCo Show. It's a show dedicated to the fun-filled, happy-go-lucky color computer family from the early 80s at the Radio Shack. I'm your good buddy, your good pal, Amigo Aaron, joined by a man who's frequented the Shack now and again, and sometimes the Radio Shack, I might add, to give you the Brent.
I've lived in a shack, man.
I sometimes wonder if I'm in one right now to record this. It's good to see everybody back for another round of the CoCo Show. This time out, Brent, we've got a real oddball game, a mysterious game. It's a game where I didn't have to take any notes. I just walked, I'm dead serious, just walked in. It's Eastworld Karate. Now, you know, I almost wore my karate gi out here. And then it occurred to me that the last time I wore it was in 10th grade.
Yeah.
And so I thought it'd be a bad idea to wear it now, but I should have worn my brown belt out here. But we're both practitioners.
Put it right around your throat.
That's right. We're both practitioners of the karate from back in the day. Now, some of us stuck with it longer than others.
I can't help it. My sensei kept breaking my face.
Well, listen. This is, you know...
Aaron, he kicked me so hard he broke my glasses.
Well, that's true. You know what happened? Here's how you failed in karate.
Yeah, I didn't block.
No, you spoke with him for a long period of time. And he couldn't help but want to murder you. I understand how the sensei... I've got a triple black belt in patience because of you. I get a new stripe every week. So, when you took karate, what was your special move?
I was a really good thrust kicker.
Really?
Yeah.
You were a thrust kicker?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, and I was a good thrust kicker, and I was great at my katas.
Yeah.
And I had several senseis, because like I said, they continuously kept accidentally hurting me.
Yeah.
It's so bad that Mom pulled me out of karate and would put me in somewhere else.
That's why you became such a weenie.
No.
But you should have taken it.
I did take it.
You don't think they hurt me?
Yeah.
I was tough.
You know, it's weird, because I've gotten in a few fights in my years, but not a ton, like actual fights. But it was a weird experience that I can vividly recall being on my feet and then not being on my feet.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you the both times that in my life that's happened.
Okay.
The first time it happened when I was a little bit younger, I was like 7.
Yeah.
And I took a soccer ball kick to the face
Yeah.
that broke my glasses and laid me out flat. Yeah. I don't think I lost consciousness.
Now, who delivered this?
It was a organized soccer. I don't know.
Well, there was your first mistake.
And then when that sensei roundhouse kicked me into oblivion.
Yeah.
Was another time when you're standing and then you kind of come to and you're on your back and you can't see anything because your glasses are 20 foot away. And mom's going like.
Yeah.
So
those were halcyon days for me.
You were gone, man.
Karate training. You know, I of course, as the people know, was a 3rd degree brown belt in Kosatumi Seikan.
I do believe you mentioned it several million times.
You know, but even I had my favorite maneuvers,
which was
see kata. And for those of the uninformed or don't speak Japanese, kata is forms. It's where you come out and do a series of pre-planned maneuvers, sort of like a ballet of violence. But unfortunately, I'm not very good at ballet. But what I am good at is violence. I'd go in there and whoop a butt. Several times, at least one time, I was the 3rd place in the tri-state, my age and weight class. Of course.
Yeah, you had a good run that year.
Well, I had a good run. But also, I got humiliated hundreds of times on my way to that trophy. My favorite maneuver was, people looked at me and they thought, look at this lumbering oaf.
Which is fair.
That's true. But what they didn't expect from me, and this is my favorite maneuver in all of karate, the lunge forward like an idiot. I would lunge, I would pull my front leg up and my elbow down, and I would box my hands like this. Virtually an impenetrable defense. As I sprung towards my nemesis, my enemy, his eyes was widened, because it's like a boulder coming at you. That's when I unleashed my secret weapon, the groin kick. I love that move. It never failed me. I will say,
often caught illegal.
Well, in some tournaments, you could not perform the I don't know what the Japanese term for groin kick is. Gronte kako. But when I probably wasn't that.
No, but way to insult an entire culture.
But the problem is, there's a secret way to defeat that. There's really 2. 1, just stand there and go like this, punch forward. And 2, and this, I was humiliated by a guy I knew. I went to do my lunge, and all of a sudden the guy disappeared. I looked down, and he was on the ground with his legs sticking up in the air, and my groin descending on his foot. And I was like, well, that's the end of me. And that was the last tournament I ever went to. I knew when I was licked that I was licked. But I had a lot of fun in the karate over the years.
You know, I actually had a favorite stance.
Yeah.
I loved cat stance.
Niko Hachidashi. Cat stance.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, because that's the stance that the defensive wiener boy would take.
I loved it. Yeah, well, no, I wasn't a defensive fighter. I was a very aggressive fighter.
What's the stance where you lay down on the ground with your glasses broken and have to bleed? I
believe Mom caught it. Oh, God, what did you do?
Yeah. You know, my son is not a karate practitioner. He does Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
But he used to take another form of Jiu-Jitsu. And I remember the very first belt he ever earned at this belt test, there was this huge conglomerate of people there. And Luke was tiny. You remember how small he was?
Yeah, he's grown a lot
And
recently.
so they thought the only way to celebrate the victory of his belt test was for everyone in the gym to pile on top of him. And he is still traumatized. We just talked about it yesterday. They almost killed my son with a dog pile. So there you go. Sometimes you just got to get out of karate while the getting's good. And that's a good lead-in for this week's game. Let's have a look, the Brent. You know, those are the sounds that only karate can make you... The beautiful sounds of Eastworld Karate. So, let's talk about Eastworld Karate, the Brent.
All right.
This is a game of mystery.
It really is.
Where did it come from? Dunno. Like, who made it? Don't know. It was published by these... Now, get this. I don't even know what this is all about. It was published by an outfit called the St. John's Gallery. out of New York. We know they were the publisher because there's one ad that was ran in the side of a rainbow in the back of the magazine in the column area.
Sure.
This game was $21.95. You know, hey, that was they were giving it away at that price.
Oh my God.
You know, but that's the only thing that we've ever seen about the game. It's amazing how little information there was on this thing. I've pulled up the listing here so I can read you the description of the game. Eastworld Karate. This is directly from the Rainbow ad. The ultimate karate game. 64K. Dozens of full-color, smoothly animated assassins and ninjas, and high-res screens. Battle solo or another player. $21.95. And in case you're wondering about the St. John Gallery, it was out of New York and Mount Sinai, New York. Something weird that I found in here is that everything in here that could be written with a U in this ad was. Color is spelled with a U. I'm just saying.
Well, I
and
understand.
check is spelled British style. So I don't know if the people that run the St. John Gallery are British or what the deal was, but they spelled everything British style. Just a few other things in the ad before we move into the games I thought you might find amusing. This is the other things you could get from this ad. The Astro Fortune Teller.
Okay.
The best to BBS. That was $18. The Fortune Teller, $21. So the BBS was cheaper. Get this. This is a completely original title from the people at the St. John Gallery. Temple of the Lost Ark. That'll set you back $12. Disc Editor 2, $18. City Bomber, $18. The Sound Machine, which I think I've actually seen that before. Printer Lightning and Backup Lightning. So these were the things.
So this was your premiere. This was your headline title for this.
Well, it does have it's got the most intricate ad graphic of the bunch. Would be this game.
Now I want to stop you real quick, Aaron.
Stop me.
When I went to search for this.
Yeah.
Normally, when you start doing your Google search, you'll put in the title of the game.
Yeah.
And usually it'll pop up at least a system that it had been on.
Yeah.
I typed in Eastworld Karate, and it popped up Charleston, West Virginia. And that's when I knew, oh no, this game's going to have nothing about it. And I was right.
Why did the Charleston pop up?
You tell me, man. I think it was Google going like, oh gosh, I don't know what this guy wants.
We got to cover something here. So I will say, here's an interesting bit. This is how you know the game has no action. There are no videos. I repeat, 0 videos on YouTube. I'm going to be uploading the footage. All the footage you're seeing here is footage I shot on my house, my computer. That's me playing the computer on every one of these shots. All the graphics I had to make. All the screenshots I had to make. In fact, even that screen I just put up, I had to make. There was nothing. This has nothing. So this is the game that has nothing. Now, with all that said, the game that has nothing actually has something. This is written in a sort of a mostly in BASIC with some machine language. If you check L. Curtis Boyle, who also couldn't find anything about this, he did mention that the machine language and the digitized sound effects. This thing supports the CoCo sound cartridge, which is impressive. It also has whatever that sound is that you heard when the game was loading, was coming in, the sort of like karate noises. Yeah, it has those, and so it does have those. That's all the sound, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that's all you get. So when the game comes up, you're going to see a cracked screen, and then which apparently this is the only copy of this because everyone I've ever seen was exactly the same. And when this comes up. You are offered several choices. Do you have the speech pack for the CoCo? Which speed would you like? You can have normal, double, or triple. And if you have the CoCo 3, which I do, you can enable the triple speed.
Yeah, it recommends a CoCo 3 for triple speed.
I recommend the CoCo 3 myself because, well, for a couple reasons. It's awesome, but also you don't want normal. No, sir, you do not want that.
I don't know. If you were studying to make some kind of like flip book, I can see where this would come in handy.
A flip book? Yeah, I guess you're right. So, Brent, your thoughts as this thing honed into view? I'll let you get your thoughts early on.
I was like, okay, cool, title screen. Well, first of all, the whole loading process, every segment of this thing loading takes a bit.
Yeah.
Every little step along the process takes a bit. So I was like, okay, cool title screen. And then it asked me the speed. Unknowingly.
Hold on a second. No, it did not have a cool title screen. The Crack Group put together something, but who knows what this actually had.
Well, I can only refer to the material that I was given.
Even that I wouldn't call cool.
It was cooler.
You're just looking for a way to put your name in there.
So you choose how many you speech pack, choose players, and you notice that everything is just text prompts.
Yeah.
Which I thought was odd.
That's the basic.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm aware, but I thought that was odd. And when I first played it, I played it at speed 2.
Yeah.
2. And I loaded it up, and it goes like, okay, where do you want to fight? And there's like a bajillion choices.
16, I believe, yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. And it was like, do you want to fight a ninja? And I was like, no. Yeah. Because I was like, my God, this is a lot of prompts before I get to the game proper.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's hiding. And then I found out what it was hiding.
Well, you know, the game is, it doesn't hold your hand. I mean, when you're picking these, like, do you want a ninja? I don't know. I don't know if I want one. What speed would I don't know that either. You know, so you're trying to figure it out.
Yes.
Like, and I will say, when you're presented with 16 different locations, now we'll get to why that's not necessarily true in a second. But you're like, holy smokes, just look at all these locations. Like, my personal favorite, the bedroom. Like, what's happened to cause that fight? Yeah. I don't want to know. Or church. Let's fight at the church. But once you pick a cool background, you're presented with your 2 characters. Now, it's one of 3 characters you're going to be presented with. You've got 2 full-on professional karate guys.
Yes.
And they're, by the way, we weren't allowed to wear colored outfits when I was in karate. So clearly these men are masters. You've got a red guy and a blue guy with both have black trousers.
Literally just palette swaps.
But you've also got the ninja. He's all black. Yeah. He looks pretty good. I thought the ninja
I thought the ninja looked horrible.
Why?
Well, depending on what background you're playing them
on. Well, we'll get to that. So once you've done all this and you pick your background, then it's time for the game to load up. Now, this game loads up and you go. There's no way it says go. You get this noise that you hear, which means go, but it's an unusual noise. It's almost like a click, I guess is basically what it is. Now, I talked to Brent before the show to confirm what I already knew, and he confirmed it because neither one of us would look like idiots because there's a lot of mystery surrounding this game. We don't want the press to get a hold of anything that we screw up. A lot of people think when you play this game that you hold the button down and hit a direction, things happen. That's not true. The button doesn't do anything in this game. I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
Also, there's no movement in this game at all. You stand your ground and fight.
There is no retreat.
It's the old battle in a phone booth.
Yeah.
They should have put a phone booth in this. That would have been in the background. Your joystick, if you move diagonally forward or diagonally down, you will perform one of several maneuvers.
You will perform a strike.
So let's go through them. You've got your flying, jumping, leaping head kick.
Yes.
All right. You've got your roundhouse kick to the face. All right.
Those are both up attacks.
You've got your thrust kick.
Yes.
Okay. Your personal favorite.
That's middle.
You may also say back heel kick, but it's more of a thrust kick.
It's a thrust, yeah.
Then you've got your punch.
Yes.
All right.
Those are both middle attacks.
All right. Am I missing anything?
And not that I can recall so far.
Okay. You could also, if you pull down, guess what happens? You duck.
Yep.
If you pull backwards, you have to, there's blocking.
You will engage a block.
Now, your guy does the old arm gimmick, blocking and blocking. And depending on the position of the joystick, I'm not going to lie to you, I was not the master of blocking. How did you fare?
Blocking is it's odd because blocking middle will not always block attacks coming at your middle.
Right.
And to block things coming at your face, if you aren't ducking, blocking is not reliable.
Right.
If you are ducked and your opponent does a head kick, you will dodge the attack. That is the only constant I found with the fence.
Now, you have difficulty levels for the computer. 1 being super easy, allegedly. 4 being completely invincible. All right, that's according to the actual game. I did try this on not easy a couple times.
Why?
Well, because in my quest to be thorough, I wanted to cover all the bases. Okay?
Well, when I selected easy, I got thromped time and time. Did you ever win?
Oh, yes. In fact,
won.
if you watch
Okay.
this video, there are multiple games where I win.
That's impressive.
Well, it's because I actually have a brown belt, 3rd-degree brown belt, so I know the
It
techniques.
translated into the game.
It did.
Huh?
But in fact, by the way, this is exactly how quickly I move in real combat. In case you were wondering, it's exact speed. So,
I'm surprised you could get the height on those jumps.
by the way, these guys are in what I would like to call the reverse Zikustarachi. This looks like the most painful stance. It's like they've been riding a horse for 3 weeks. Someone threw them down and said, "Fight that guy," and they did.
You go into horse stance, and then your front leg's like, nah.
Yeah. When they said horse stance, they weren't kidding. So once you begin the combat and you understand how the techniques work, I mean, ish.
Go ahead.
And because we're doing you a favor by telling you the button doesn't. Because trust me when I tell you, I tried every button.
I tried like crazy.
I had the deluxe stick. I've got 2 buttons going. They're not doing nothing. And I'm like, man, how do I move? You don't move. And you can tell you can't move after you play for a while because in the backgrounds, there'll be crap right behind you.
Yes.
So there was no possible way you could go anywhere.
Yes.
So then you begin the combat. Now, the computer has the exact same moves as you.
Yes.
All right. So if he kicks you in the head, for example, there's an animation where you fall down backward.
Yeah.
If he kicks you in the gut, there's an animation where you're sort of doubled over.
Kind of double over.
So there's
yeah.
actually multiple hit animations for the game, and that's when they turn you loose. The computer is not an easy. It blocks some of your things. And you can't. At one point, I thought I could spam stuff, but the computer actually is not. When you look at the game itself, forget about the speed. Forget about the lack of ability to move or do a bunch of moves.
Yep.
I'm just talking about the game itself. The game itself, the computer is not an idiot. Like he actually has I've had some pretty epic battles on here. It's not unlike karate on the CoCo, except karate is in most ways, it's a better game because you got more maneuvers. But in some ways, this game will still give you a pretty decent fight if you can understand the blocks and then you sort of get lucky.
This is rock, paper, scissors.
It's not. It is, but it's not. You are going to have to anticipate the next move. Rock, paper, scissors, there's no anticipation.
You can't. You cannot react to what the computer is doing.
Some of us can.
No, you can't.
Some of us can. I had some incredible exchanges with the computer. It reminded me of when Benny the Jet Urquidez fought Jackie Chan in Dragons Forever.
Now, I have a question, Aaron.
Yeah.
Did you notice that if you blocked mid, right?
Yeah.
And then you threw a punch mid.
Everything I do is mid, buddy.
You could get that sequence to go 4 or 5 times.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. It's cool when you get a long rally going like tennis. You're sitting there throwing hands with the guy, and it's very satisfying to drop the hammer. I want to mention that this screen just popped up. So if you're watching at home, we're in what's called the library. And at the top, for whatever reason, they put worldwide karate instead of putting
library
Eastworld Karate. There's several places in the game where there are banners or signs. Sometimes it just says karate in cool letters. Sometimes it says professionals or pro fight or whatever, like if you're in a gym or whatever. So they sort of plug their own gimmick.
And something I want to mention about the library, that ladder is far too large for the purpose they are trying to use it for.
Well, I mean, it's not in a good spot either. This is one of the scenes where there's no movement because there's no way you could move. The ladder's right behind your feet. You fight until you've been beaten or you've beaten the computer 10 times.
Yeah, it's a first to 10.
And only once when I was playing this did I actually have a simultaneous move happen.
Oh, I had it happen a lot.
And we both got a point. I was pleased by that. We both hit flying kicks and say that was awesome.
Flying kicks are
was like blood
definitely
sport.
what I had hit simultaneously several times.
So, 16 different backdrops. So well, I'm getting to that. The downside is after every fight, it gives you the choice to reload or pick a new, which I don't know why you would do that. Or I guess you could change the difficulty.
Yeah, fight immediately. No,
but I mean, it basically completely starts the whole program over. Or you could load it. It gives you the option to load a new background. Right? You've got 1 of 16 backgrounds. The backgrounds are the star of this game.
Yes.
Some of these things are quite good.
Yes.
My personal favorite was the city streets. I also because of all the detail that they had on there, but I also like the mountain where they had the big statue of the, what was it, a lion or whatever was cool. I also liked the pool. I thought that was a good one.
Kind of the sunset look.
That was nice.
Yep.
Did you have any favorites of
I would say probably the pool. I thought it had the most like scattered around details, and really the bedroom was nice too.
The bedroom was funny and it looked good. The art in this is actually pretty good.
I have a possible reason for that.
Okay, go ahead.
And
I gotta hear this.
This is left field BRENT conspiracy time.
Okay.
These backgrounds were almost certainly either pulled from another game or intended for another game, because they're too good for this game.
Well, they're also quite different. They don't look like the same guy drew them.
Yes. They look like they would fit in perfectly with a point-and-click adventure, to click and open drawers and have that kind of interaction. I cannot believe that their sole purpose for existing was to be put as backgrounds into this game.
Well, I mean, but they do work now.
Oh, they do, but they're so superior to every other
You're supposed to have 16 backgrounds, Brent. Tell the people how many you actually get and what you get when you don't get a background.
You get 12 actual backgrounds.
Right.
And that is the first 12 listed on the screen. Starting with 13, the Weird Room.
That was disappointing, by the way.
Yeah.
I was really wanting to see what the Weird Room looked like. It's weird.
The church, guild, and benches are all backgrounds of the sprite sheet of the character fights.
Yeah.
In just a completely black background with a white sprite sheet for each of the maneuvers that your character can do. They are holding screens or, temporary things that they never went back and replaced. And I went into the code and I thought maybe they were just, the pointers were wrong.
Yeah.
And now, granted, I can only look at the basic stuff.
The second you said I went into the code, I did. I thought that was a dubious effort. Go ahead.
I did. Well, I was wanting to see if maybe there were things pointing the wrong places.
Yeah.
And there does not appear that there were.
Boat mentioned in the chat that St. John's is a college in New York. Maybe they had some kind of student project where they just had them send in art. Hey, use this paint program, make some good art.
If so, it's unfortunate those people didn't get credited because they're absolutely the best part of the game.
To be fair, even the people that made the game didn't get credited. So
I'm aware.
There are no credits. I should be, there is so little out there on Eastworld Karate, so I'm going to issue this. If you were involved in the production of this game and you're watching this, the only video on YouTube that's about your game, please contact me at argpresents@mail.com because I'd love to talk to you about your game.
Or drop a comment.
Yeah, either one. So now it's time for me to talk about what I thought about this game.
Thank you, transition.
Yeah, because it is. It's just the way it is. So when this thing first came up, because I didn't know what to expect. I've never heard of this game. When they picked it in the committee, I was like, what is this? Are they drunk? What's happening? Where am I? My leg hurts. All these things went through my head.
Yes.
And so when I loaded up the game and it started, I was like, oh my God. What? Because I tried it on the normal setting. I was like, what is this? And then once I understood the controls, I was more appalled because you could do nothing. But then when I realized that I was going to be generating the actual video for this, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to settle in for a nice long play, okay? And I did. And as I played this game and played it more and more, I started to enjoy it. And then I enjoyed it more. And by the time I finished playing, I shot way more footage than I could ever use on this show for some reason. It's an odd game, but there is a simplistic beauty and charm to it. The backgrounds, the fact that this is the game, like this, the fact that this got picked to be on a show that no one's. I mean, this is a game. You're covering a game that appeals to no one. No one's ever heard of it. No one's ever seen it. So it's virgin territory. And I actually sort of, I don't want to say I fell in love with it, but I fell in like with it. I think it's a, I mean, is it a great game? No. But is it a nutty, weird kind of hiccup in the history of CoCo gaming? It is. The backgrounds, if this had no backgrounds like karate, and you're just like, this would be horrible. But it's so, come on, you play on a background, and at the bottom, inexplicably, it just says karate. And then another level has the wrong name of the game. There's a cat. I don't know. It worked for me. And so I started to enjoy the game. So I can't help but give this a tepid thumbs up. And I will say, in closing, before I throw it over to Brent, I know you're going to tear into it. In closing, I'll say that this game, if it had ever been made into a game that would fit, you'd put in a box, they would have sold a ton of these, because in still shot, this would look great. You would be stunned at how good it looked. It would look better than almost anything you'd ever seen. It's just the execution of the game. That's where it sort of falls flat. Your response.
Aaron, there's a term for what you experience. It's called Stockholm Syndrome.
You might be right. You might be right.
This game was hot garbage. There was no gameplay. There was only the background.
There was only Zool.
The backgrounds on this, at least the 12 that you have access to, were all spectacular.
Yeah.
They were art pieces in and of themselves. In fact, having the little dancing characters in front that they call fighters was an insult to the background images and the quality that they had.
Oh, even the characters look pretty good.
They're okay.
And their moves are pretty good.
They're okay.
You can't tell me there wasn't an inkling of satisfaction and enjoyment when you would jump up and kick the computer in the face. That didn't make you happy.
No.
Man, I love that.
No, because I knew that my ability to jump up and kick the computer player in the face had no existence in the real world. I just happened to hit up and the computer didn't hit down.
Well, I mean, you're being too hard on the game, I think, personally.
This is, am I saying do not go and find this game and load it up? No.
Yeah.
No, I
sound like that's what you were saying.
I wholeheartedly support you finding this game and loading it up. Because if you, like you said, this is the perfect box game.
Yeah.
If this was sitting on store shelves, it would have sold and probably been returned in record numbers. But the actual gameplay you were given is incredibly shallow. The animations are literally frames. They're not even proper attacks or blocks. They're just one frame you're doing this, the next frame your punch is out. There is no quality to speak of on display, with the exception, as I've said, and we'll drive home, the backgrounds are spectacular, and them alone are worthy of you checking this piece out.
Well, I mean, that's better than I thought you'd say. That's not too bad. So we did have one sad sucker actually get in there and try to play this game. I think you know his name. I think we can all say it together. It's our good buddy Pajaco.
Oh my gosh! Breaking news! Happy Coding has been in the code.
Okay.
And it says that this routine was written by Eric Tilenius.
Tanius.
Who was kind enough to lend it to me. Thanks, Eric.
Well, so at least we know that someone's code that's in the game. So there you go. That's something to go on. Very good, Happy.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Happy.
It always helps to have a hack job in the chat.
You know.
Thank you, Happy.
Hack job, probably not the best way to put it to a programmer, Eric.
Well, I mean, listen, they know what I mean. That's the way we...
I doubt he does.
That's the way we programmers talk to one another. Anyway, getting back to Pajaco's review, he writes in, he says, so while this seems inspired by Karate Champ, it sadly doesn't deliver the goods.
It does not.
While it looks nice, it has great sound effects and offers a range of exciting locations, but you get to try your skills against a freaking ninja. Yeah, good luck with that. While traditional karate is very much about waiting for the moment and then striking or blocking, Eastworld Karate almost feels like rock, paper, scissors.
Yes.
And it's incredibly slow pace, even on the turbo-enabled. means that trying to pull off more than a couple moves is almost impossible, even on easy mode. Now, with that said, I did improve over time, see? And start to win a few matches, but the game is a letdown by a poor scoring system.
I want to say something.
All right.
Well, I want to interrupt here. Yes, you do improve in this game, and you know why? You throw blocking completely out the window.
Not me. I block a lot.
Nice.
There is no risk reward for harder moves. Everything is 1 point for a takedown, so you are better off just blocking or punching straight in the gut and hoping for the best. Ultimately, there's no real sense of progression. You went around and you can change your location or start over. Now, the scenery is amazing. You get to fight all over the world, including in someone's bedroom, a library, and the moon.
Yes.
Yeah, we did forget to mention you do get to fight on the moon.
Which, really, that's one of the worst backgrounds.
It reminded me of the demon attack.
And if you're fighting the ninja on the moon, forget about it.
This is probably more fun in two-player mode. But as a single-player game, it's dull and slow and not for me. One to miss unless you have nostalgia for it, 5 out of 10. And I'm guessing nobody has nostalgia for it because no one knows anything about it. Anything you want to say about this one in closing, the Brent?
Yeah, I think we should. I wonder if we could go in and salvage these backgrounds, save them from the horrible game they've been put behind. I might do that. Just go in and screenshot all the backgrounds.
Let me tell you what I did.
And remove the fighters.
If you're watching at home, you'll notice that underneath the stats for the game is the background on the mountain of the lion. And what I did was I took 2 captures of that, and then I used each side without the player being in it. I cleaned out over him. So that's a complete piece of artwork from the game. So I did one. Thank you. I also fully revamped the city scene to use as a thumbnail for the show.
Right,
so,
yeah, that's altered from many pieces.
Right, but I'm just saying, that tells you that the quality of the art in it is fun. It's worthy to fiddle around with. So I think that's neat that the art looks so good. Yeah, and good job with Happy. Once more, just to mention, he says he found in the code, this routine is written by Eric Tanius, who was kind enough to lend it to me. Thanks, Eric. So we at least
And then
know
he does follow up. There's a company called Blue Talon that was bought from Microsoft in 2019, who Eric Tanitas was the CEO of.
And look, for more information for the chat, we should just put them on the show. Rainbow Magazine from 1985 states that Eric Tanitas is a junior at Walt Whitman High School in Huntington, New York. He is currently designing a work/textbook for the school's basic programming course. This is for Petzl.
Oh, Aaron, we've got homework. We're going to have to find this guy.
So they've used this little niggle to actually find some, do some detective work in real time. So, and by the way, this game's worth it. That's for sure.
Yeah, so, if he was in high school in 85, that puts him just a little bit older than you.
Well, do you have to go there?
What? No, I didn't.
I was in high school in 85.
Okay, I said a little bit older than you. So that means we should try to hunt this guy down. Be sure in the description to put his name, so if he's ever Googling himself, this video might pop up. And if he somehow stomachs listening this far into the footage, please contact us, Eric. We have many questions.
Very, very, very good. Very fun there. So that was Eastworld Karate. We probably squeezed more out of that than we possibly could have, thanks to the chat. Thank you, chat. You did a good job. Brent, the CoCo Show is done for another week, but we're coming back. We'll be back on the CoCo Show just before Halloween, August 26th. Another CoCo Show, or October, excuse me.
Go.
I'm me dumb. And we'll be back with another one. And you know what we're going to be playing on this one? We're going to be playing, this was a tie in the game selection committee, the Brent, if you can believe that. Because there's so many hot tickets that everyone's fighting to see which one gets through. This was a tie between Juno and Kix. And the winner, on a coin flip, I might add, was Kix.
Q-I-X, Kix?
Q-U-I-X. That's the non-proprietary version. And you know how they do it on the CoCo.
I do.
The Brent. That's how they do it right there. So that'll be coming up October 26th. Now, next week, the retro rotation spins around again, the Brent, and we'll be coming back with R. Sinclair. This will be a R. Sinclair ZX Spectrum Next edition, just in time for the end of the Kickstarter, which actually it ended, I think, today with like they're right around 3 mil, I think.
And by today, he means August 18th.
Right. I think this is the largest Kickstarter of all time, or something like. It's crazy. They made a ton of money on this thing. But we'll be looking at Shovel Adventure: The Next Quest. That'll be coming up on our next Art Sinclair. We'll be taping that one August 24th. And then the next ARG, coming up September 2nd, Games Where the Port is Better Than the Original.
Yes.
So that should be a lot of fun, the Brent. So another CoCo in the books. Listen, even when a CoCo game's not what I would call top shelf, it's still sort of fun and it feels like an adventure. Every time you load one up, because it was just a different era, you've never seen any of this stuff. So when you get one a game like this, you never know what you're going to get. And it makes it a lot more fun. So we'll leave it there at the Brent. Thank you, everybody, for joining us live in chat. Thank you for doing all that homework, chat. You will get an A on your report card. Good job. Brent, thanks for nothing. We'll see you guys again and next time around for Art Sinclair. And until next time, go out and Eastworld Karate anyone you see. Kick them in the face. Is that a good way to send off?
Nope.
Okay, that's all we got. See you next time, everybody. Don't stop the YouTube.
That's it?
That's it. Look, we're back in the bedroom, everybody.
Ugh.
This was a fun one.
Well,
That's some good work, chat. Way to break in there. Wing Chun Wolf's calling the guy. That's great. That would be funny as heck. That was fun. Hey, listen. You never know with the CoCo. That's a shoot. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
I knew when L. Curtis Boyle had nothing on this, I'm like, oh.
Bad times.
Because when L. Curtis don't know, you're boned. So I was happy you guys could dig that in. Yeah, good job. Good job, Happy. That's why Happy's the King Dong.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. And good job, Petzel, too. Good job, everybody. Make sure you dig this guy up, and we'll work. Maybe
Don't say it like that.
Maybe. A good point. Look him up. Is what I meant to say. What would be neat is if this guy had an email or something, like he knew the guy that made this, we could solve the mystery.
We could, yeah.
Because the guys from New York, they were probably buddies, right?
Also, traditionally, you don't want to dox people. But hey, when you're on the CoCo,
look at this. Look at Worlds of Rogue. He's going to work. Ha ha ha. That's awesome. The urchin from the Black Lagoon. Man, we gotta put that on the list. Bam. Nice work.
Aaron.
I never would have thought to load the disc in the notepad.
Well, see,
that's something I never tried.
I looked at the code, but
Thank you both.
I was literally looking at the screen select screen, so I didn't go above or below it. I was actually doing list commands.
No. Are you nuts? No. It's Sunday night bedtime. You can stream too, Boat. Get in there.
After the microphone fiasco at the beginning of the show.
I hope my computer still works when I get back in the house. That's what I hope. All right. Let's get out of this heat box, the Brent. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. I guess I should have put us on the chat screen, but I'll just... There we go. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good job, everybody. Hey, if you find some interesting stuff about the fellows, for God's sakes, put it under the YouTube video so we can maybe we can get some people to look at it. It'll be a good time. We'll see you guys Friday for the Amigos Big Amiga Show. This week, Brent, you know what we're looking at? One of my I'm just gonna sell it out right now. One of my all-time favorite old school games, Archon. Archon. We've never played Archon on the show. Archon. So we're going to get into it. And I just want to say, I've already played several games of Archon just yesterday. And I didn't do so good. I will say that. So I'm out of practice. We'll catch you guys on the flippy dippy. This rope's trying me out, man. We'll catch you guys later. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye.